Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name is Headlock, or Mr. Mellow, depending on when the video goes out. A lot of people have asked for this. I say a lot, about 3. This is one of my slime block sliding doors, but this one, as you can see, has a back on it. And it goes in nice and flush with the floor. How good is that? It's not even that hard to build really, so let's crack on. These are the ingredients that you will need. Obviously I've left out building blocks. Here we go. So the first thing that you want to do is pillar up. After obviously digging out a hole. Pillar up, because believe me, you don't want to build this on the ground. It'll go horribly wrong. Build it in the air, build it at whatever height you want it to be opened at, if that makes sense. So maximum opening, build up your door. And make sure you've got plenty of space above and below. It is quite vertically space intensive. Horizontally it's not at all. I did try making one that was a bit more compact, but I gave up. So you obviously use whatever you want. I'm just using magenta wool. Put a pattern on it, whatever you like. Next step, stick in your honey and your slime, alternating like one of those Battenberg cakes. God, they're delicious. I'm at uni now, so I've not got a great deal of food in the house. Anyway, once you've done that, I think we're going to go back down to the bottom and dig ourselves a hole, because we need to put some pistons down here. Just regular pistons though. To push the floor back up to make sure it's nice and smooth, so there's no big crater once the door comes out of the ground. So we go 5 down, get ourselves some regular pistons, and you place them where I place them. Simple stuff so far, easy peasy. Choose a block that you want to be your floor, so I just chose granite, but it could be dirt, it could be anything that can be moved by pistons, of course. Now we're going to go down and power these pistons, and the way this works is basically we just constantly power the pistons when the doors open, because that way when the flying machine goes up, the pistons automatically push up the ground underneath it, and it makes the floor flush again, and you would never even know the difference. So there we go. The only thing is, we have to constantly make sure the pistons down under the ground are being updated. So I'll do that in a second. So yeah, all I'm doing here is literally just powering these pistons. And now I'm doing a little tiny clock here, which I'm going to use to keep the pistons updated all the time. So this redstone won't actually connect to them, it'll just go alongside and keep them updated. Now I agree, yes, this will lag a teeny little bit, and if you don't want that, then it is definitely possible to have these pistons on a timer instead of constantly updating them, or only update them when the doors open or whatever. I just did this for simplicity's sake, to be honest. Here we go. So now we're hooking up a lever. You can use a button if you like, however you would have to build yourself a little T flip-flop, so I just use a lever. Nice and keep it simple. There we go. You can see when you activate the lever they go down, but obviously don't pull the blocks down. Now this bit here, I'm just doing some wiring. You do not have to use lots of observers, just any wiring will do. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the entire door with some pistons. There we go, a layer of each, slap on some of these. Takes me a while to get it right because of the orientation of them, but we get there in the end. This is all pretty simple so far, I think, I hope. Alright, now we want to power these pistons when they are going up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of these, on top of the honey and on the side of the slime. Now, I find it easy to keep buttons in my inventory because you can just slap them, like I did a second ago, slap them down onto a piston and it'll instantly like eject the blocks, which is super handy. Alright, we're going to place our obsidian now to stop it flying off into the abyss above. Pretty straightforward. Obviously it doesn't have to be obsidian, it can be any immovable block, so furnaces work, chests if you really wanted, I don't know. Here we go. Make sure this is slime, by the way, because we're going to be activating into the slime. You can't do that with honey, so just make sure it's slime. And this is the actual flying machine engine in here. I have just realised, strictly speaking, one of those pistons isn't necessary. If you like, you can figure out for yourself, or you can just go on the video. So yeah, don't forget to keep placing your unmovable blocks, otherwise it will just fly off. So there we go, it's closed. That's it, it works already. All we need to do now is hook up the lever to specific observers. So that piston there that I just clicked at is the one that we need to power in order for it to go back up again. So there's an observer underneath it, so we're going to go place a little chain. Obviously this is a bit of a stupid method, using this massive observer line. I would highly recommend not doing that. Just any pulse is completely fine. So there we go, as you can see it went back up. I'm just going to move this observer around to the front because that's where my cabling is going. You can keep it where it is or do whatever. It's up to you. Right, you're going to send it back down because I had to break that block. There we go, send it back up, just testing that the lever's working, and it is. And then we continue the wire up to that top observer up there. It is important you try not to put your wire too close to any of the observers or pistons because you will accidentally set it off. I've done it a billion times. So here we go, I got a bit confused here because the floor didn't come down. All you need to do is literally place a block there and then you activate this piston over here, and that is it, that is sorted. Don't worry about any of that mess. That's just me figuring out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, because I was worried I'd have to start recording the video entirely all over again. But yeah, there we go. All you do is flip the lever, it goes up, simple as. That is it. It's not that hard. If you do have any questions at all, please just leave a comment. Any suggestions would be awesome as well if you want to build